back again with another episode. Unfortunately, we had to postpone this episode. I got sick, so I couldn't come for the episode. So yeah, there's that. We have
It's
a
not on us.
yeah.
It's on you, Nono.
Yeah, it's on me. So this episode we are gonna be talking about the El Clasico and Osasuna, mostly, and we're gonna review Elche. But these games are, I think, more important. First of all, it is El Clasico, and then the surprising 0-0 against low block of Osasuna. God, that was like painful game.
Let's begin with the positive thing.
Let's begin with the positive. Ronald Koeman. Wait, is that no? Ronald Koeman was sacked today, and I don't think it's a positive for us. Is it?
It's not positive.
I mean, they are. While we were on the subject of Barcelona, they're gonna bring Xavi,
Yeah.
and that's the biggest possibility. And he's been hyped for years now, I think.
Yeah.
Like at least a couple of years, and
Mhm.
I don't know. To be honest, I don't think he's gonna be as good as people expect him. I think he's gonna do pretty bad because he's overhyped. They have high expectations of him, even if there's a relatively low expectation at Barcelona, uh,
Yeah.
because it's Barcelona and no one
But
has
do
the
you
same
think?
expectations as like I don't know, like
But do you think his
Osasuna.
experience in Qatar is gonna be of any real significance?
I don't.
Do you think?
I mean, it's gonna be like it's good. It's good, definitely, for him. But I don't think it's gonna be like significant. It's like, let's say, when you start riding on a bike and you have these training wheels, so
Yeah.
you won't fall over. Uh, but and uh, when you take the training wheels off, you have to
Yeah.
relearn the balance again.
Yes.
And like it's much harder without training wheels.
You're talking about wheels. I think Barcelona will be the bike without the wheels, right?
Yeah, yeah, but like,
Because
yeah, basically he's on a bike with training wheels right now, and he's going on a bike that has no wheels, basically, or like
yeah,
maybe one wheel, I guess.
yeah,
But then I should point out at this. I haven't seen a lot of Xavi in Qatar at Al Sadat. I think if that's if I'm not pronouncing it
that's up,
wrongly.
yeah,
But like he's won a league and a couple of league cups as well over there. And to be
yeah,
honest, like Xavi actually has his team playing good. So actually, I was maybe thinking like if Xavi could get like these guys playing a bit of this good, if he gets more talented players, but albeit like in a more pressurized environment, he might actually. I think for Xavi, I'm actually going to quantify his success depending on what Barcelona are looking for. Actually, if you're going to be a bit patient, like for example, like Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's United had 3 years, like although he's not done
oh
anything,
my
so
God,
he had time.
all I have to
Okay,
win.
so if they give the time to Xavi, I think also Xavi can give something actually, because the point is like right now, like the expectations at Barca are like at our rock bottom, like literally the rock
Yeah.
bottom. Like if you just even get them to string together 10 passes, I think they will like see you as the next Guardiola or something.
Oh my
Really,
God,
it's
man,
really
how
low
did they
there.
lose against Rayo Vallecano, man? Like, it was a surprise because like I knew Rayo Vallecano was in good form and whatnot. Falcao was back and they have a good
Yeah.
string of misses and whatnot, but it was a huge shock how they lost.
Really, man. Actually, also Memphis missed the penalty actually in the game.
Yeah. His pen got saved
Yeah,
eventually.
there was also like an Aguero penalty shout before like before Falcao actually before Memphis got his penalty and missed. Actually, it was I don't know, man. It's interesting. Actually, what baffles me a lot is why they keep playing Serginho Dest as a winger. I really don't understand this because okay, we're gonna get there in a bit, but like imagine the chance he got in El Clasico. Like if it was a finisher
Oh my
there,
God,
if it
I was
was
on a
if
plane.
it was even De Jong, if it was De Jong there, it most likely would have been a goal, at least on target, even not a goal. You understand? But like it
But
was way, way, way over the bar. Like it's
but let me tell
impossible. I
you,
don't know.
Sergio Dest ain't a bad player. Like he's just being used out of
Yeah,
his
that's what I'm
depth.
saying. Like, why he should not? Because the point is this: like, if I was baffled, like, why are you setting Oscar Mingueza against literally the fastest player on the pitch in Vinicius?
Yeah, he was
When you
skinned.
literally like, okay, like, Dest might not be as fast as Vinicius, but like, he's also fast.
Yeah.
Like, at least he will try to match the pace of Vinicius one way or another.
I'll tell you a stat. Vinny Jr. had attempted 9 dribbles against Barca. Okay, no Real Madrid player has attempted more in a Clasico at the Camp Nou in La Liga since 2005. That's 16 years. So he got skinned bad.
Like, really, some things just didn't make sense. I feel like just when they go back to the basics, actually, like,
Mm.
leave the three-man defense, go back to the basics of what it meant to be in Barcelona. Okay, like, you guys have like the not very good players right now. We know that. But
Yeah.
like at least you can go back to the basics of what you guys are. Like literally you can see Frankie de Jong, one of the best the best midfielders in the world when he came to Barcelona.
Yeah.
All of a sudden, like, no where he's anymore. Like we don't even know. He also doesn't know who he is anymore. Like so these players have to, because eventually, like, okay, we keep saying like Barca in a bad period and all that, but when you check like so Pedri, Gavi, Frankie, these are people with potential. These are players that could do stuff, and like whatever we
Yeah.
say, like Memphis has a potential there. Ansu is also there,
Mm.
and putting with either the Agueros or the Martin Braithwaite or the Luke De Jongs or whoever it is, and there's also the perennial injury guy, the Usman Dembele. What happened to him? Only God knows. You understand? And like there's Alba and there's to some extent Serginho Dest. I really don't. For me, I don't rate Serginho Dest a lot, but he's quite very young, so like we have to see what happens to him eventually. But then maybe I feel like Xavi could have a chance if he's given time and people are being patient. But then the point now becomes this: Barca in a very very bad situation financially.
Yeah.
If
But the thing is,
by
bro,
employing Xavi,
since you mentioned the
yeah,
financial shit they're in, I think one thing that'll benefit Barca the most is when Xavi actually comes in, he can attract players who wouldn't demand us as much money or like as much financially because they want to play under him
okay,
basically.
back to
So
my point. Now
yeah,
about attracting players. If Xavi
mm,
comes in and he needs a time to acclimatize, and during this period of adapting to Barcelona, and then he eventually misses out on the Champions League, then what happens? More
he wouldn't
economical
be sacked.
problems. More, he wouldn't be sacked, of course, but more economical problems, which means eventually he still can buy players. Because the point is like, whether we like it or not, whoever comes to Barcelona now, he's in need of
Yeah,
personnel. Personnel
yeah,
means more expenses. More expenses means more strains on the finances. And if you can qualify
yeah.
for the Champions League next year, in which
Mm.
I will literally, if I were a betting person, I will literally bet Barca might not qualify for the Champions League next year.
And they
Okay,
will, they
not with
will.
a lot,
It's
not with a lot
nothing
of money, but I just feel
impossible.
like more, maybe, really, maybe, just maybe.
What do you think,
Because
Nodo? Isn't it a hot take or it is not a hot take anymore considering Barca's
You
run
know,
of
the
things?
way it's looking, it is. It does not look like a hot take. At this moment, they are ninth in the league. I will
yeah.
check
That
that. Oh,
we are
Athletic.
in
Oh,
match day 10, right?
Levante.
It's mad.
Levante is drawing Atletico with a 90th minute penalty. Oh God, thanks, Levante.
Who?
That is Levante is drawing Atletico
Okay,
right
there
now.
is nil-nil. Is it
It's
still
2-2.
2-2? Oh,
Yep. It's a 98-minute penalty, you said, right?
Yeah, 90th minute penalty. Okay, so
Wow,
Barcelona
Levi's not too bad.
is ninth in the league right now, although they have 10 games played while most teams have 11. But ahead of them is Athletic Bilbao with 17 points and also 10 games. So if Athletic Bilbao wins and Barcelona wins that game, I think it's against Sevilla, or is it against Athletic Bilbao? Okay,
I'm not sure.
let's say like
Against Sevilla, yeah. It's against Sevilla.
both
Against
teams
Sevilla. Oh man,
win their 11th game, Barcelona will still
Mhm.
remain in the ninth place. And like
That's mad, dude.
the
That's mad.
whole La Liga table is actually really close to each other, which is
Yeah,
interesting.
it's
So, anyways,
see.
I don't think it's a hot take because they are right now ninth place in the league,
Yeah.
and like we have 10 games as well, but we're in the second. And Real Sociedad has 11 games. And right now they are in the middle of changing a coach. They have an interim coach right now, and they're gonna have a new coach, which is probably gonna be Xavi, and he's a relatively new coach, and it, managing down the Barcelona is gonna be a lot harder than managing an Arabian team, and I think they're gonna do pretty bad, and I think they're not gonna qualify for the Champions League. I agree with Farouk, and even if if they qualify for a Europa League, that's gonna surprise me.
Man, that
The
would be
thing
like
is-
Christmas for me, man. Barca in Europa League. I'll literally wait on Thursday
my
to
God,
watch this
that'd
match.
be so
Barca
bad, like-
in Conference League.
Like honestly, bro, like I was like scarred for my life growing up watching El Clasicos and watching Barcelona win sextupples and whatnot. But for me at this point, I can't even like like mock them or like like banter them anymore. It's gone way beyond that point because this Coleman dude, bro, like who gets a manager who didn't work out at Everton for the main job at Barcelona? Then like who does that? Like who in their right minds actually do that? Like it's
Actually, like just before the
From
previous,
Everton
just
to
after
Barcelona?
the international break. Yeah, no, he went from Everton to the national team and then to Barcelona.
Oh, I know one coach that went from Everton to a Spanish giant.
But Ancelotti came with like a lot of history, man. Ancelotti is not
Ancelotti
just
actually had a
going from.
very good first.
Ancelotti took a step down actually to go to Everton.
There is a
Yeah.
there is a big reason why they got Koeman, because they cannot afford an expensive coach, so like they have to just manage, basically, do what they can.
The thing is, I think the thought process behind appointments like Zidane, Ole, Koeman, is all the it all comes down to the pure sentiment that
Yeah, exactly.
the players might actually react to a club legend. But Koeman is a very like no like I don't want to disrespect him, like he's a human being after all, but he's not the most likable guy on earth. So
Oh, yeah, basically,
like
yeah,
I don't
definitely.
know how players can play for him.
Whatever the
Second-
Barcelona fans did to him was absolutely disgusting. It was
Yeah.
terrible. Yet he's a bad coach. At least for Barcelona, he's a pretty bad coach. He's an annoying guy. He just whines a lot. He's annoying to everyone, even Barcelona fans. But whatever they did, that was disgusting. That was terrible. Absolutely, unimaginable. And
Can I ask you something quickly? Like, okay, like you're right. Like, actually, what Barcelona did to what the fans did to him in the parking lot was really like disgusting. That should never happen. Like, but my point now is this: like a lot of people keep bashing like Koeman, but like I actually also believe like he's not like fit for the Barcelona job. But what I was thinking is this: like, literally, look at the players like Koeman has had to play with. Like, these are like literally the worst Barcelona players I can remember in my lifetime. Literally, these are the worst Barcelona players. But like, so is it like, I don't know. I'm trying. My question this is like, is it right for us to like hold him to the same levels of the likes of the Rijkaards and the Guardiolas and the Enriques when literally he's playing with the worst of the lot, and like he's not as tactically astute as these coaches. So I feel like it might be unfair on him, like you holding him to ransom of like when these guys were playing with like the Abidals and the Alveses, and this guy has to play with Serginho there. Sergio Roberto is like a midfielder by trade, even he's not very good at that, and now he's a fullback. You have to bring the likes of Oscar Mingueza, and what is not have to deal with the Coutinho's and the Dembeles and who is.
But let me remind you, Farouk. The thing is, like, Koeman might be not a very good coach, but I'll tell you something. Football has always proven that good managers can make mediocre players rise above the occasion, time and time again. If you're a good enough manager, you can turn anybody to work for you, anybody to like give their all on the
I
pitch. Like
guess Sheriff is a good example for that.
But that's a one-game
Sheriff,
team.
Hmm?
That's a cup competition. Like it's just a couple of like they play this week and then they don't play again. After 2 weeks they play again. After 2 weeks
Yeah,
they
but
play again.
they
So it's a cup
qualified for.
competition.
They went through UCL qualifiers, and they qualified not for Conference League, not for Europa League. They qualified for the Champions League. Then they beat Shakhtar, and then they beat us.
Yeah.
It's no fluke.
not a small feat.
It's no fluke.
And they lost just 2-1 to Inter, right, Sheriff?
Yes,
Yeah.
and that's definitely no fluke. And their squad is so cheap.
Yeah,
If
it's
like
not as cheap. I get your point. For example, we can point to Leicester in England, for example. Like Leicester is
Yeah.
literally punching above their weight, like based on anything, or Atlanta in Italy, you can also point to this actually. But what I'm just trying to point out is that what we're doing here is that we're holding Barca to a certain standards, which is the
Yeah.
standards of the past. Because literally, like it's not like
Mhm.
Barca is like in the third division or something like that.
Mm.
You get like Barca was like they won the what's it called, the Copa the previous year. They were like third in the league. You understand? And up until the third week, I think the third week before the last game week, they were still in the competition. I think before
Yeah.
they started, like they lost their shit and they couldn't like keep up. So like that's what I'm trying to say. I'm not saying like okay like this is like stuff. Like I'm just saying like we're holding them to a certain standard that they're no longer like we should not be able to do that, because like when you compare the players like bit for bit, like literally there's a huge gap there. Like this is what I'm saying. Like maybe the coaches should also get like a slack, and really I feel like
Yeah.
more than Coman, like we should go back to Bartomeu. Like Bartomeu is like the more of the bigger problematic
Yeah.
issue actually.
yeah.
That
But-
guy did a job.
Thing is,
Yeah.
yeah, we do hold them by the the standards that like when they used to be good. But you know what? The thing is, we suffered when Ronaldo left, and we became subpar that season.
Yeah.
We did win
Yeah.
the FIFA Club World Cup, but then we took a massive beating in Super Cup, and La Liga was terrible. UCL was embarrassing, and we weren't as bad as Barcelona is right now, but we were pretty bad. And but we still had the same standards as our UCL selves, and that's why
Yeah.
we sort of bounced back. I say sort of because we're like
We are still not there yet.
yeah, like
No?
when you
Yeah.
say UCL favorites is PSG, Bayern, City, and then maybe us. But at this point, people will probably say Liverpool, even though
Yeah,
that
sure.
basically you know what I mean. And so the thing is, you have to hold those high standards even if you're terrible, so you can bounce
Yeah.
back. Because we did bounce
Yeah.
back, sort of, and we're still bouncing back. So we're going up and up right now. I think even though our sub is constantly just whining whenever we don't win, like when we didn't win against Osasuna, like, oh no, I feel so bad about this season, and like this season is right now going way better than
So can I
last season.
interrupt you for a minute, please?
Yeah.
Sorry about that. So actually, what happened now is that you actually brought up a very good example. So like the point is, we won the Champions League, right? Then who left? Zidane left, Ronaldo left, and then Bill literally got like, how should I say, he became useless. So that's another thing. But the point is now, the Barca we know has been depleted bit by bit over the years without replacement. Alves, Abidal, Carles Puyol, Iniesta,
That's
Xavi.
that's
David
what
Villa.
happens when the club bends
Pedro.
over for one player, man. It shouldn't happen.
It's not about bending over for one player. Literally, they paid Liverpool 140 million. Like, literally, these guys paid Liverpool for continue eliminating them from the Champions League. Imagine how crazy is this? Like, you're literally paying a club because your player eliminated you from the Champions League. You understand? Like, you're paying Dortmund for Dembele literally playing PlayStation in his room. You get what I'm saying? So it's not about like bending over for one specific. It's just about
Every
there's a
time he
lot of
comes
bad
back, there's a
planning,
new
man.
manager.
There
Dembele,
was a lot of bad planning there. So I feel like, for us, like we're lucky, like we actually have like a transition system, you understand? Like before Ramos left, Militao came to the fore, and then Alaba came in, Modric is getting older, Valverde is getting better, and then Camavinga comes in also to supplement these positions. You understand? And then just because Hazard wasn't able to step up to Ronaldo, I feel that this was our biggest problem actually. We had a lot of expectations for Eden Hazard. Unfortunately, he wasn't able to step up, and then that's why we know we have to rely on the Vinis and Rodriguez, and they're young, so with time they will get there. But for Barca, it was like a whole new thing. Like you started seeing players like Paulinho, although Paulinho did very well at Barca, but like this is the anti-Barcelona player. Like this is and when you're looking for the anti-Barcelona, like you should look at this guy, and then you start seeing the likes of Martin Braithwaite, Luke De Jong, even to some extent, Memphis are fine. Like on a normal day, Memphis will never have John Barca if not because of Ronald Koeman, I think personally.
Yeah.
So
Like Coleman is more of a Barca type of player, at least, But the examples you mentioned, Luke De Jong, like when was the last time Barcelona had a target man, number 9, being deployed in their team? I don't remember.
That's the only player you can remember, and even that was a shitty deal. It's just because Guardiola fell out with Samuel Eto'o, and then he wanted like a different striker. And
Ibra, right? Ibra, is
yeah, exactly. They found Zlatan, and Zlatan only lasted 1 year, and then he was gone. And then David Villa came in. Anyways, man, it is what it is, man. I guess let's.
I think we shouldn't spend more time talking about Barca. We hope they come back because we need them to come back. Unless and until they do, the league is gonna be questioned from other people who like outside Spain, and we're gonna lose our edge if Barca don't up their game. We need them as much as they need us.
when Farouk said about Dest playing as a winger. The funny thing is, my commentators, the Georgian commentators, explaining like, by the way, Serginho Dest is a right back, but he's having problems in defenses in defense. So he's playing as a winger right now because he's good at attacking. And then he did that shot, and when he should have scored. He just went way over the bar. So this happened as the commentator was explaining about Dest, I think. And, he's saying, like, so Dest is good at attacking, but he's kind of mediocre at defending, so he's playing as a winger. And then he shoots it to the sky, and, like, commentators, like, Dest should go back to defense. come on, put him back in the defense. The game ended in 2-1, and I predicted that we were gonna win by at least 2. And I think the goal they scored at 97th minute was kind of a fluke. And what I mean by this, like, we were up by 2, and it's like 97th minute. So our players.
Alaba slipped.
Yeah,
Alaba slipped.
Yeah, Alaba slipped, and our players like, you know what, we won it already, and like they didn't like bring it through. They did not play until the whistle. They were like, okay, we won, and then they scored. It didn't matter, but it'd be better with a clean sheet and a 2-goal victory. But I also want to talk about Asensio. Jesus Christ,
he's your guy.
Our sub has a hate agenda against him. Like, he was not bad this game. He was not as bad as people made him out to be.
You should actually understand where the hate comes from. He was supposed to be the next big thing.
He was the Moses that was going to take us to the promised land, right?
Yeah, but like our expectations changed at the moment, and it is
the injury minded for sure.
And this whole season, except for one game against Villarreal, I think, he has been way better than he was last season. So even if he's 25 and maybe he already had his peak, he's improving from last season. You can call the hat trick luck, but then he had that assist to Benzema. He was active in one of the other games that I don't really remember. Maybe it was Barcelona. I don't know.
No, wasn't Barcelona.
Yeah, I was talking about
I'm
Osasuna by the way right now,
as well.
but he was crucial to the second goal that we scored against Barcelona. But against
Yeah.
Osasuna, he was one of the players who was actually active. He performed
He
better
tried.
than Benzema because Benzema
Yeah.
was
Benzema, off
Benzema was
game.
bad. He wasted many chances. He
Yeah.
wasn't as good as maybe he's tired.
You can't
To,
carry the team always,
yeah,
but
that's like I'm.
talking
I,
about Barca.
I'm not holding it against him, but it is just the sub was like change Asensio, and maybe change wasn't the bad, but like Asensio is shit. Asensio plays so bad. Asensio was like second best in our attack against like after Winnie. Then
Yeah.
Rodrigo came on. He had a couple of good
Couple of
dribbles,
good
but
moments.
yeah, but nothing special. Like it's not. I don't blame him. I blame Osasuna's 11-man defense there. But Asensio was better than people make him out to be.
Yeah.
It's just that after last season when he did not perform well, people are just hating on him for no reason. He's the minutes he's played, and he hasn't played a lot this season. He has been
Like
decent.
he like th- for me at least, like I get your sentiment, Noro, but for me at least he has way to go, like ways to go before he can be mentioned among the starters for us,
Yeah,
because
that's 100%.
like he got to bring so much more to the team. Talking
100%.
about starting again, having Mendy back for the Clasico, I think changed our entire game
Yep.
plan, because you know, like think from a very neutral perspective. Like take your Real Madrid fan out of you, and then just think plainly. And when you look at Barcelona being in a total catastrophe, we could have actually come out and like released all the shackles and have a go at them, but I was really happy that Ancelotti didn't do that and was a bit more pragmatic, like trying to see the game out, like trying to push Barca out wide and like crowding the middle. I think that worked to our favor like throughout the game. If we like thought we could like dominate them at their home ground, like going for a more like basketball match per se, we would have.
Yep, we're back, guys.
Yeah.
Sorry,
Oh.
technical difficulties. Okay, continue.
Yeah, actually, as I was saying, like at the end of the last episode, like we discussed about like you actually Sunaid was saying, especially like nightmares about the 6-0, like the 6-2 drop-ins, the 5-0s and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Really, I was expecting us to boss Barcelona. I actually would have been content with like a 1-0 like victory, but with a good performance. Like I've been waiting for a good performance since the Super Cup against Barcelona, and like Barca has gotten weaker and weaker and weaker. But like it's still
Yeah.
like we're playing. I don't know. Like I feel like even still, I as a fan, like I still go into the game like not very sure about this. I feel like the players also share that kind of feeling I have, like, okay, let's just win this game. Let's not overdo anything. Let's not play to our right self, But I felt like these guys were there for the taking. I felt like if we play expansive football, worst case would happen. We would repeat the 6-2, but not in our favor. You get what I'm trying to say? Like, that was what I was thinking, really. But like, I just felt, I feel like still the players also, although they're new players now, like a lot of them,
Yeah.
but I feel like we haven't still, kills those demons. I feel like we still beat Prague. I was actually disappointed. We won the game, but like I was disappointed about the performance. I was really waiting.
Of course,
for,
I would be disappointed as well. Like, obviously, we all want to watch attacking football and goals galore. But don't you think game management is also a huge part of?
For sure, like I'm not like actually like criticizing the coach for what he has done. Like this is the right thing actually. That's because you're going after all. It's still Camp Nou, whatever happens. You're going away to Barcelona at almost full capacity. There's a pressure there. There's something there. You understand? So you just have to play out the game pragmatically. And he was right actually. That and the results actually vindicates that. But I just felt like I'm waiting for that performance. And now with the coach gone and Xavi comes back and the sentiment of all that now. It's maybe like we've passed that bridge now and we can't actually go and dominate Barca any of these times.
I think we'll still have at least a couple more Clásicos before Xavi can, imprint his
No, man,
idea.
what I'm just looking for is to get the 5th victory, man. Let's just make it 5-0.
5
Five
in a
straight
row.
victories.
First time in
Exactly.
56 years, boys.
Man,
Long
5 straight
time in the
victories,
making.
man.
You know, what? This game against
Yeah.
Barcelona, it was one of those weird games when both teams are trying to.
No, hold on a sec. Did you just move to a strip club or something?
No, I'm just changing the lights.
Fancy, man.
I'm gonna make it dense. You know, the one thing about the game was it was one of those weird games where like both
Yeah.
teams are trying to break each other, you know, and in this sort of games, most of the times, the way it works is the first goal opens up the game massively, and then the rain of goals come in. But this game was weird in an aspect that the first goal did not open up the game at all.
No.
Like both of us, both Barcelona and Real Madrid, were trying to just break each other, and it was not like a game of skill. It was and individuality. It was more like a game of coaches and tactics.
Yeah. Like
so-
we tried our best not to lose our shape.
yeah,
We
yeah.
were always trying to
Like,
come back.
yeah, like if you noticed, the way we played against Shakhtar and the way we played against Barcelona, there was a
Yeah.
massive difference in individuality. Well, of course, Vinicius, ripped apart their defense and just made them run around and a lot. But that's what Vinicius does all the time. So it's like nothing surprising there. What I mean is like it was less individuality and more of a kind of like a program that was trying to run. You know, it was like
Yeah.
both teams
Very rigid. Very rigid.
played like
Not-
a
not
machine
open.
trying to complete a task, and it kind of did not have much life to it. But because
But-
like both teams
Arsenal.
were afraid to make a mistake, lose the
More than
game.
afraid, I felt like Barca looked clueless, bro. Like, don't you think? They were just crossing the ball in for I don't know who.
I mean,
To Depay? To Dest?
yeah,
don't know.
that's already like a difference in class between Barcelona and us, because well, we know why. So like that was to me that was the game. Like it wasn't like a game. It was more like a task for both of us. We
The
both
goal, though, like the pass by Rodrigo and how Alaba won back the ball.
The pass
and just-
by
that
Vinicius
goal, man.
before that was insane as well. What
Oh,
what a strike! What a cannon from
Actually,
Alaba!
I
That was
think
awesome.
actually that points back to actually like Nondo was saying like like we're trying to like be a robot and something. Like, actually, I think that was the only moment in the game, I'm not mistaken, where like the structure was broken. Like like because Alaba just everyone like the structure was totally broken and it was just a fast break outside, and like the defense was there and the attack was there.
Rodrigo
It's like-
actually came inside when he
Exactly.
usually just kicks out wide.
He's
Yeah.
on the wing, exactly.
Yeah.
That's the point. So like the structure was totally broken, and it was just like a swift move. And actually, I was thinking maybe the goal might be offside or not, but actually it wasn't. So outside.
Yeah, like
Nah.
the second goal was kind of not a very like there wasn't structure to it either, but
Eric Garcia.
it was.
One man.
Yeah, it
That's
was
it.
like an interception if I remember correctly, and Barcelona was like on our side.
was crying in the box.
Piqué was
Remember?
crying
He
on
was
the
on the
box
floor.
in the box, and like whole Barcelona was on our half because they had to score because they were losing.
Yeah.
So, and me and my friend were watching this game, and so he's like, someone's gonna score on 92nd minute. And when we say like 92nd minute, we mean like 92 and something. Technically it counts as 93rd minute, but we call it 92. So like he says like someone's gonna score. We are gonna score on 92nd minute, and
Yeah.
I'm like, who's gonna score? And he's like, first like Casemiro, no Benzema, and I'm like, and this is like 60th minute or something. Asensio's still not on, and I'm like, Asensio's gonna score. We weren't even sure like Asensio was gonna come on or not. I just said it, it's kind of a prediction. You just do it at random, and so
Instinct, yeah. It's
Asensio
pure
comes on,
instinct.
and 92nd minute, Asensio's running towards towards Ter Stegen, and me and my friend are freaking out like it's 92nd minute, Asensio's running, and when he shot and Ter Stegen saved, my heart was broken. Like Lucas Vasquez scored, and like I was like,
Yeah.
yes, but I was still kind of sad over the fact that my prediction was this close.
Yeah, since you mentioned Lucas Vasquez, bro, you shit on him every week. Time to give him
He's a
some
shit
flowers, man.
defender. He scored a goal. He's an attacker. He's a shit defender. And
He's a shit defender, but
And-
as a whole, like we are just looking at him as a player.
Where
Doesn't he
did the-
contribute or not? That's the question.
where did the second goal where did the attack start on the second goal? By Carvajal, the actual right
It
back
did.
we have. His clearance started the counter attack. And then
You
Lucas
gotta be there,
Vasquez
bro.
scored because
Just
one's
defend.
a right back and the other one's a right winger. And that moment proves it. Like
Don't you think, Farouk, this guy's opinion of Lord Vasquez is a bit harsh?
Lord
Right.
Vasquez is a right back for the dark days. He should not be a right back if we had like someone. Even if we had Odriozola, Odriozola would do better. Even though like after the Mallorca game, I used to hate Odriozola so much. But when he came back
Man,
from
like, I think
Bayern,
you have an agenda against Lord Lucas, man. Like Vasquez is like, man,
No,
you have really you have an agenda, man.
he's
Like,
a shit
literally, you're the
defender.
first
What's
and
the
only
agenda
person
there? Like
who will ever take
I remember
Odriozola
when
over Vasquez. You're the only person literally. No one will do that. I don't know, man.
I was against Odriozola, but then he came back and he played decently. But when
Remember the way Vasquez just rolled the ball on his finger before, scoring
that
the
was
pen?
awesome because
In the final,
he's an attacker.
Man, you just said Odriozola came back and played differently. Like last season, where were you when like Lucas Vasquez was literally like
Last season he was decent.
like
Now
man
he's
became
shit. He's
Roger,
awful.
prime Cafu, man.
The whole
He
season
became
he's
prime
been
Cafu,
awful.
Man, give him the benefit of the doubt.
Dude, he was decent. He was decent last season. This season he's been awful as a right back. Absolutely terrible.
Fuck my man's on stack, man. He can't be Cafu for like 10 years. He has to be like Cafu from like a
He's
couple
never
of years,
been
and then he has to
Cafu, but he did the job last season. And when he was like linked with Manchester United, I did not want him to leave. I still don't want him to leave, and I was happy that we gave him an extension. I desperately wanted us to give him an extension. But this season, he's been absolutely shit as a right back.
Defending. Can't disagree, bro.
Yeah,
It's a fact.
He
It's
was
a fact.
decent up until the moment when Sergio Busquets injured him in last El Clasico. This
Yeah.
season, he's just been making mistake after mistake, and he's like always caught out of. He's always caught out of position, and when he's in position, the attackers usually dribble past him like he's not even there.
Yeah.
That's like I've said it last episode as well. He was tackling really well last season, and this season I cannot recall one of his tackles. At least like I can't even like I can't remember a tackle that he made that was
Like, I
actually
remember,
semi-decent.
since you mentioned it, I remember at the beginning of the second half, in the El Clasico, Barca was going for a 4-2-3-1, a very flexible 4-2-3-1, and their only reason for this change was to attack Lucas Vasquez on our right. And well, you have your reasons, bro, but he brings something, and we gotta just appreciate it. Like he's not.
Well, yeah,
he's
he
not gonna
brings
start, man.
something definitely because we need him,
Yeah.
and well, Valverde should not be wasted
And
as a
also-
right back.
Also, guys, did you know both us, and Barcelona had the same XG. That's
Oh.
mad.
Wow.
We had 1.6. They had 1.6.
Okay.
That's crazy. I don't know
Wow.
how they do this. Like, I think we had more clear-cut chances, but we couldn't capitalize on them. Remember the Benzema chance? Like, oh my God, I thought that was a goal, but I think it was called back for offside, but it was just by a little margin. Like, we were like carving them open time and time again, and
I wanna.
I guess yeah.
Yeah. Just finish it.
No. Go for
Okay.
it. Go for it.
I wanna note that one time when Vinicius was offside, but boy, what did he do to Ter Stegen was disgusting.
Oh my God! Yeah, I remember. I remember. He just took
Yeah,
his
like
life.
Ter Stegen was just crawling on the floor, just left, right, left, right, left, right. Not just Ter Stegen, the defenders as well. But you know, I already knew it was an offside, so I didn't want Vinicius to shoot, and I just wanted him to continue. And boy, did he continue! He just would not stop. Like left, right, and Ter Stegen's just going here like this, basically, just rolling around in the grass. And me and my friend, which both know that he was offside, and I think he knew he was offside. We're just laughing our asses off. That was great, and you know, I tried to find a clip of that somewhere, and I just couldn't. That was an amazing moment, man. Like Ter Stegen is probably the only player I like from Barcelona. And like
Really?
I felt bad for the guy, but
He's
that
not
was
bad
just
goalkeeper, but
yeah. He's a good goalkeeper. He's a great goalkeeper. Like two people that carried Barcelona through these past few years are Messi and Ter Stegen.
that's second.
And you know
Okay.
when I've been saying when Messi's gonna leave, Barcelona's gonna have a much worse time than we had after Ronaldo
Yeah.
left, and boy was I right.
Mm.
Okay. Anyways, what?
Osasuna, man.
Osasuna.
Osasuna. Like, let me tell you something. You just mentioned, bro. You just mentioned that they're gonna have a harder time than us and whatnot. I get the point that we actually won a league and they won a league as well, post Ronaldo. But the fact that Barcelona is still how many points behind us? 3? 5?
No, 6 points behind us. No, yep,
Just 6
6
points
points.
behind us. 6 points is not a big deal, man. 6 points can go away in 2 match days. And the fact that we can't capitalize on other teams, prime rivals dropping points left, right, and center, it's abysmal, man. Like Osasuna, like people on the sub and like on Twitter, they were calling them anti-football, like terrorist ball, and whatnot. Like, what do you expect? Do you expect teams to come to the Bernabeu and just play attacking football? Like, what planet do you live in, man? Like,
True.
every big team has to come across this low block and has to find a way through. Like, as simple as that. Like, what did you guys think? Can we blame it on them for being defensive or on us for being poor? That's my question.
You know what? I think first of all, we cannot win every game. That's the thing. That's the one thing. We are like no
I get
team
it.
exists
I get it.
that is going to win every game. I mean, PSG has some like FIFA type bullshit team that you know you start a manager career and you just buy everyone you want.
PSG
But
plays in a shit league, bro.
yeah,
Don't compare us with
that's the
PSG. We have
point.
standards.
They play in a terrible league compared to most other leagues that
Yeah.
top European leagues. But like the only reason they're in top five, I think they came back to top five. The only reason they're in top five is PSG, and even they not just they don't win every game. They actually flunk quite a lot for the team
Yeah.
that they have built. I mean, their B team is way better than any team in League One, and even then they lose more games that they should. Bayern
Yeah.
lost 5-0. They got demolished, and they were
I
like,
saw, man. I saw the highlights. Oh my god, they just
No.
ripped them apart.
and
Like, everybody was-
Bayern is like a team that like every team is afraid to face. That's how good they
Yeah.
are, and they got absolutely demolished. They got their asses handed to them. We can't expect to win every game, but
Yeah. Yeah.
this Osasuna game was it wasn't terrible per se. We were
It wasn't
attacking.
terrible.
Yeah,
I didn't
you
say
know,
that.
when we used to play 0-0 last season with Zidane.
It used to be drab. Like there
Oh,
was no like
yeah,
momentum.
it was
Nothing.
like
Just shit play.
watching paint dry, or like going to a
Yeah.
desert and sitting there for like an hour and a half. That's what
You
it
used
used to
this
feel like.
before, man. Like stop using all these stupid annotations, man. Get to your point.
Yeah, this game was interesting, and
Yeah.
to be honest, the game was actually kind of good, and it wasn't like it was a pity that the game ended at 0-0 for the quality that it
Yeah.
offered, because we were attacking constantly, but the thing is, we were attacking with one intensity, and it wasn't like we were fairly intense, like not too intense or anything. That's against Shakhtar. We were fairly intense in attacking, but they were just defended out of their minds.
10 men behind the ball.
Yeah,
Always.
and they props to them. They did defend out of their minds. They did defend enough to hold us back for 90 minutes, 94,
Yeah.
95. There was one maintainer. And they actually almost scored against us that one time.
Oh my god.
When
I don't know how Courtois, was it a Courtois save or was
No,
it a deflection?
it was a post. Then
on
it
the bar.
then it deflected off the post. It hit Carvajal, and almost went in the goal. But we got lucky there twice, because it didn't go in with the first shot didn't go in, and then it didn't go in after it hit Carvajal. And I think that was the like one moment where it absolutely should have gone in. Like, we did not
Yeah.
have a moment that was as 100% goal as that should have
Yeah,
been.
we didn't have such a clear-cut
Yeah.
chance like
No.
they had. Yeah.
Exactly.
So
Actually, it's actually what I actually noticed from the game was actually at the end of the game, if I'm not mistaken, like they were showing like the attacking intensities, like all our attacks were from the left. Like we had, I think 33 attacks from the left, and like
Massive,
either
bro.
6 or 5 from the
Massive.
right. So I was like, wow, like how is that? Like, because it was obvious actually during the game, like they had a plan, and the plan was like
Yeah.
to fill the right as much as possible, and literally the left was okay, not empty, but like
Yeah.
I get the point, like why Asensio should not, I don't know.
Our right side is a crutch, bro. Our team uses our right side as a crutch to just stand. That's it. That's it.
But
Yeah.
Carvajal was back, that's the point, Carvajal was back. I don't know. Actually, I just felt maybe, we could have actually, I felt Rodrigo might have, just continued a lot of good stuff if he had started, actually.
Rodrigo is a weird
I
player,
think-
man. He's decent, but he doesn't have the flair Vinicius has. But he can
For
dribble.
sure, definitely.
He's
He
much
has
more
a
direct, bro.
he has
Some
a-
games we need
yeah.
that.
he has a great shot, but he doesn't utilize it all the time. But when
Yeah.
he has a moment, he makes sure to use it. But the
Yeah.
thing is, he does not have that many moments.
That many
Well,
moments.
my point actually is this, like, for me, I'd rather take, like, Rodrigo over the Hazards and the, Asensios, for me, like, I'd rather take, like, Rodrigo over them. So that's just my point. Like, actually, and he's been in a good
Like, out of
in
that
some form.
bunch we have, he's the best. Rodrigo.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, he's been in some form, and really, like, I just keep wondering, like, when will Luka Jovic catch a game? For God's sake, like, you really need a goal.
I don't
You're
know.
throwing in 4 players.
I think Carlo
What do you have to
get
do?
Benzema injured, bro. That's
No,
what I
like,
think.
you don't have to take off Benzema. Like, Benzema plays with with Mbappe and Griezmann in front. So
Yeah.
he can play with Luka Jovic as well. Like, Benzema, that's the good thing about him. He's a very adaptive player. Bring down Benzema, like, drop him already. Like, even during the game, you could actually see that there were a lot of positions that Benzema was like literally away from the 18. There are a
Yeah.
lot of positions like that. So like you need that guy in there. At least let's have a guy who can, be the focal point, like be the target man or whatever you want to
If,
call it.
if,
You
if you're
understand?
gonna put in 20 crosses, like put someone in who can finish them off.
That's the point,
Uh,
precisely. And like really, I
Ancelotti
just felt like,
said
I don't know, man.
Ancelotti said that Jovic wasn't 100%, and that's why he didn't play him.
But the man was on the bench. If you're on the bench, it means you're free to play. Like actually,
I
we're
mean,
not asking him to start the game.
not
The last
Last 10
15 minutes,
minutes
exactly,
or
something
15
like this.
minutes.
yeah, I
Yeah.
guess so, but uh, he knows it better. I think. Like he said that Zizou always said that he wants Hazard to play, but he's injured, and if he wasn't injured, he would play. And Ancelotti just straight up went to a press conference and said like, Hazard shit, I don't play him. And I guess this it's the same for
Jovic.
Jovic, and like he wasn't playing Asensio, and when Asensio got mad that he wasn't playing, Ancelotti said it's good that he's mad that he doesn't play. He should be mad.
Yeah.
And when I'm gonna notice that he deserves to play, he's gonna play. That
Yeah.
after that he played, and Asensio scored a hat trick.
Exactly.
So I think Ancelotti knows it better, I guess. And just Jovic is a
At this
false
point.
hope. False hope, just coming back again and again and again, because he's gonna play once, he's gonna do fuck all. We're gonna get pissed at him. Then he's not gonna play for a really long time. And then we're gonna start
cycle.
demanding him again, because we already forgot that he was terrible last time because he hasn't played for so long. And that's a cycle. And like I just stopped.
This guy's a fucking monk.
Yeah,
I'll tell you
I
that.
just stopped hoping that one day Jovic or Hazard are gonna do anything of use to us.
Speaking of Jovic and Hazard, actually, there was a run Hazard started to make in the game, and like the guys like clipped his ankles, and then like he passed. Like I was like kind of
He passed away.
Like,
Yeah,
is
that
this the
sounds like
moment? Is
Hazard.
this the moment? I don't know if you guys remember, like there was a moment like that he actually took the ball and he actually went past the guy, and like it kind of had shades of like the Chelsea Hazard, and I don't know, man. But then still it was just all shit. But actually, speaking about Jovic, I don't know, but I've always been of the opinion that really Jovic has not been given a chance at Madrid, actually. Like I just feel that personally, like he hasn't
But he
been given
has
a chance.
though.
Like,
He was given many
Like,
chances
when?
and he did not use any of them. Like Kamavinga came on, scored, then he started, got an assist. And I think Jovic has just one goal, and that goal was I remember Valverde just gifting it to Jovic, because Valverde could 100% score himself, but he saw like Jovic, and Valverde is the type of Valverde is very unselfish, and he just gave it to Jovic so Jovic could just get a very 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 easy tap in. Even I could have scored that. That's the only goal from Jovic that I remember. Maybe there was like one more. But
there was a bullet header I can't recall against who, but it was actually the 5th goal of the match. I think we scored 5 goals in the match, and he came on and he scored the last one. Actually, it was a bullet header. But my point is this: actually, Jovic has started maybe 1, 2, 3, 4 games. In his first season, I remember like actually they tried to play him together with Benzema, and then they saw that wasn't working or something like that. But like in the first season, actually, we also were trying to get grips of what Zidane was trying to do also then actually. But my point is this: like you don't make such investment. I think Jovic was a 70 million euros investment, if I'm not mistaken. And you don't make such investment just like giving him 2 games, 3 games, up a game and 15 minutes remaining. For Kamavinga, he was lucky because he came in a good time. When Jovic came, like we literally shit the previous year for like Santi Solari and what was he called? The former coach, Spain coach, Yeah, Lopetegui, for example, you understand? Like we were like literally shit from those guys. So like Zidane was just trying to get the shit together when Jovic came. So we could not have expected him like to get it running instantly. You can see what happens like with Guardiola at City. Like he has a good system running and it's in a good moment. So literally the guys like Phil Foden can come in and Jack Grealish can come in and they can also show that we're good players. But like if it was in a bad moment, most likely the likes of Phil Foden would not be able to show themselves. But like I feel like for Jovic, like he hasn't really had that chance, man. Literally, we sent him back to Frankfurt, and he came back, and then now also it's just the
We
same,
should
as you
we
said, the
should
same
give
circle
him a
over and
chance.
over.
But I'll tell you, I'll read out a stat to you, bro. So the trio of Benzema, Vinicius, and Rodrigo have never lost a game together. 9 wins and 3 draws. There
Yeah,
is a reason why Jovic is out of the team, but I feel you like he needs minutes to be
yeah.
consistent and
You know,
sort
we
of.
can say that Vinicius has been starting because we haven't had a left winger. Pretty
Yeah.
much,
Vinicius is
Hazard,
really good, man.
Hazard, yeah,
Really good. I never
he's
saw
good,
him.
but even if he wasn't good, like we don't have an alternative, because Hazard is just there to be there,
Hazard doesn't have the legs anymore.
and so Rodrigo then. Let's talk about Rodrigo. Was not has never been as like a clear starter as Vinicius has been. But
Yeah.
one time he started a UCL game and then he scored a hat trick.
I guess
And
that's right.
Big moments, man.
many he's been given chances and he's used most of them.
Yeah.
Valverde wasn't a starter either, but he was during the trainings, which I assume. He's been great during the trainings. He's showed himself to the coach. Then the coach gave him a chance, and then he used those chances well, and then he's established himself as a starter, or at least he's a very very important player. Camavinga came. Yeah, I said he scored a goal and assisted. That's not his main role either.
No.
He did his main role, whatever it is, was done pretty well. And although he has a few flaws, which I'm gonna talk about in a bit, but he used his chances well. Jovic has, he's been given a few
He's
starts.
been given chances.
He's been substituted a few times here and there. According to Wikipedia, Wikipedia says he has played 26 games for Real Madrid. Now, granted, like around 5 games, maybe even more, been like last 5 minutes.
Yeah.
Most of them have been last 10 20 minutes 15 20 minutes, and there have been a few starts when Zidane started Jovic with Benzema. And by the way, this season people on the sub were saying, let's start Jovic with Benzema, they work so well together. And I remember when Zidane did it 3 times last season, people were like, "Oh no, don't start Jovic with Benzema. They work so bad together." So like, I've learned to not listen
You
to
know
our
what my
sub.
gripe is, bro? Like, you know what my gripe is? Like, the best of the best, the creme de la creme, bro. When you're given 10 minutes, you grab it with both your hands and you like do your best.
Not when you're competing with Benzema, man. Like really, like the problem there is actually, it's like a kind of a dilemma because like really like Benzema is actually literally the guy. Like in world football, maybe okay, you can say Lewandowski if you want to say, you understand? But like for me, like as a complete player, like Benzema is the guy. He scores the goals, he finishes, he heads, like he creates chances, he takes away defenders. He knows how to do these things, everything literally. He's the guy.
Yeah.
You
Yeah,
understand?
but
So competing with him, it's like that's. For example, it's like Bobby Firmino at Liverpool. Like literally, like to compete with this guy, it's like it's almost impossible. You know
yeah,
what I'm
I
trying to
get
say?
you,
yeah,
but
but
the thing is,
he should
go on,
push
go on.
himself harder. That's Benzema
Yes,
is the reason he
exactly.
has to play well. Like let's say Lucas
Bro.
Vasquez, he can play right wing and he can play right back, and Carvajal is injured a lot of the time, so he will get playtime, most definitely.
Like even like let me tell you guys something. Even if it's not a rigid 4-4-2, if Jovic was like a really elite finisher, like I'm pretty sure whoever the coaches, whoever the managing staff is, they would find a way to actually play Benzema and Jovic in the same team.
Yeah.
Anyways, Benzema drifts out to the wide, to the left, right?
Yeah.
Like always. So why can't they play together? Like if Jovic could put away his chances, he would have had a better career at Real Madrid. That's my opinion.
For sure. That's 100% right there, and like that's why he should push himself harder because of Benzema. Like Lucas Vasquez,
This is not
he
Jovic
he
hate.
he,
Like, don't get
he
me
has
wrong.
not. Like I've been shitting on Lucas Vasquez so much because he hasn't been like world class, and that's the thing. He doesn't even have to be world class to play. That's the thing. He will get to play anyways because that's the situation. But Jovic will not play. No way will he play
The odds are
if
against him.
if he if he's not like in an insane form. And to go into insane form, first you have to put the first bricks, and he has not put the first bricks down at all. Like he hasn't done anything of importance for our team at all. Like the biggest praise that I've heard for Jovic was this time he was active. And that's terrible. You know what, Suned, you said it's not Jovic hate, but I don't know what else to call it. Like it's not criticism anymore. Like it's just
at this point, we should just
actually like I don't
what we see.
hate him, but like he's shit. At least when Mariano's like worse than Jovic, but when I see Mariano playing for Real Madrid, I look at him at least
Mariano?
like I look at him. He tries. He's just so bad that nothing works. But at least he tries. And when I watch Jovic, he doesn't even try anything.
That's the reason, Farooq. I wanted to extend on this point that Noto made to you. The reason why Mariano had like a mini career at Real Madrid was because of his hard work. And do you know what that hard work resulted in? Remember the goal he scored against, I think it was Celta Vigo or something, in the title-winning season, off his shoulder when we needed the goal the most? Remember the goal in the Clasico? Man, tell me one moment Jovic had like the ones Mariano did. It's all down to how hard you work, man. Like, in my opinion, like he should be.
Actually, I feel maybe the comparison might not be fair because given that Mariano came through the system, he was used to Real Madrid. Real Madrid, like it's like a home to him. Like he knows the ins and the outs of it. You understand? So this is this actually. But what I'm just trying to point out, like Jovic was a young guy who came from Frankfurt to Real. Like it was like a really big deal for him. You understand? He needed time to assimilate and all kind of stuff and what is and what is not. Like let's not forget, like we have a player here, Luka Modric, who eventually won the Ballon d'Or. In the first season, actually, he was voted the worst transfer in La Liga that year. That was like he was so shit that even Alex Song at Barcelona could not even win the worst transfer. It was like Modric was so shit then. So I just feel like we are maybe I don't know, man, but the problem is this, sometimes I wish let Benzema get injured and let's see what happens. But like Benzema should not get injured. That's just it. Because if Benzema gets injured, like we're literally, I don't know, man. We're gonna be
literally a mid-table team without Benzema. That's
like we're literally in a different place.
You know what? I remember Benzema getting injured, and who did we have to rely on? Mariano. Why? Because Jovic fucked off back to Frankfurt and did fuck all in Frankfurt as well. That made me so angry at Jovic, and
argue with that.
And
I think it had something to do with the club choosing to send him back on loan. Don't you think? No.
I don't. Was it? I know. I think he asked for it. Like I know. Like Odegaard. I know. Zidane asked Odegaard to stay, and he didn't stay. But I think Jovic asked for a loan as well. And they both left, and we needed them both. Yeah. So like, I don't know. Jovic is not gonna succeed here. No, not a chance. After this season, we are gonna get rid of him. Mark my words.
What would we get for him, man? At this rate, we wouldn't even get 15 million. I feel like that's such a huge loss.
I mean, I can pay like $10 for him.
Okay. No.
I mean, I think that would be overpaying for Jovic. The man is just a glorified meat bag.
I think as you said, like the boss has sealed actually for that. Like he's done because most likely next year, like we are gonna spend big on an attacker. Like and even new attacker comes, like Benzema stays, Vinicius stays, and the new attacker joins the team. So that's just it. Like there's no space for anyone left. So I feel he's done actually. So it is what it is. I just felt like there was I just felt maybe we were being unfair, but you guys actually read valid points. Like he also has to take the chances.
Yeah.
Also.
You can't argue with the host most of the times. Yeah. So no.
Yeah, you make me
how
angry.
are
I'm
we
just
doing
gonna
for
press
time?
stop
How are we
recording
doing
it.
for time?
We are 1 hour 5 minutes in. Let's just move on to Elche and
Elche. Before Elche, I wanted to just bring up this one dude
yeah.
who actually splits opinion, who divides our fan base like no one else. There used to be a period when we used to love him like in unison, but at the moment, Marcelo, guys, like I'm a huge fan of Marcelo and how he plays his usual game. Like he was immense against Osasuna. Like whenever I saw him like driving with the ball, it reminded me of what this guy was at the top level. One of the greatest left backs to ever grace the game. He was he was brilliant, man. Like, and did you guys also read that he actually asked the club that he wanted to leave for Fluminense at the end of the season? Like, what do you guys think? Is
Um,
it good riddance or should we keep him if he
so
continues this way in form?
thing is, I think I read that as well. But after that, I saw a post saying he doesn't want to go back to Brazil. He wants to go to another European club. But Marcelo, what a legend of Real Madrid and the game. Yeah, he was one of the best left backs ever, if not the best. Roberto Carlos has said that Marcelo is the best left back. And I don't really remember Roberto Carlos's game that well. I didn't watch football back then.
I
But
still feel like if he had his fitness back,
I played with him in like not FIFA. I used to play PES back then, and Robert Carlos was good there. But Marcelo just a historical player. But I think all good things have to come to an end, and I think they have to
my
come to
heart
an
wouldn't
end.
let me do that.
They have to come to an end while they're good things, because as you said, that our fan base is divided. So about him, and I think it's better if he leaves while fan base is divided than while fan base starts to hate on him. I think at this point he has to go because first of all he's gonna open up space for Miguel, and instead of Mendy and Marcelo Miguel, it's gonna be Mendy and Miguel, and Miguel's gonna develop more, even if he doesn't go to a loan or we don't end up selling him like our last two fullbacks, last two left backs. There were more fullbacks.
You know what?
And
The fan in me hoped. The fan in me hoped for a long time, if I'll be honest, that Marcelo's deficiencies in defense and his like great arsenal of attacking ability would actually make him like a good winger, like like a false winger or some sort. Like when we need to like find a difference in tight games, but it never
yeah,
happened. It never
Zidane
materialized.
tried that. Remember, he actually played him in the
Mm,
middle, and it didn't really work because
because he doesn't have the legs anymore. That's the
yeah,
only thing. He has the IQ. He has the
yeah. So
skill.
I one reason why I want him to leave is when he got the ball uh, against Osasuna last game. When not just one time, when he would get the ball, even though this game he was decent, every time he would get the ball, I was like, oh no. Or every time they would run from his side, I was like, just sitting like this, scared that it was that Alaba would have to do a lot to cover for Marcelo, because
Most of the work.
yeah, I'm just scared that Marcelo is there. And you know, when like a few years are gonna pass, I don't want to be like, oh yeah, I remember when I was scared when Marcelo was playing as a left back. I want to remember it as, oh man, Marcelo, what a player. You know, I don't want, like, he's getting worse and worse, and I don't want that to be the memory of Marcelo when he's gonna finish, when he's gonna hang up his
That's a
boots.
fair point.
Yeah.
That's a fair point. Anything you have to add, Farouk, regarding Marcelo?
Actually, I feel like, yeah, as Nando said, like every good thing comes to an end. I feel it's just the end of a circle, unfortunately. Like, because I don't know, I just feel like people like Marcelo, like, should not be relegated to the bench. Like, I'm also a big fan, so like, I kind of feel pained, like, if you could also recall, like, in the last episode I brought up, actually, like, seeing him play, actually, he brought, like, it's nice, actually, it was nice, but the truth is, like, actually, because he relies on a lot of athleticism, being a fullback, which is normal, and he's just old and he can't actually maintain that anymore, so it's normal, and, like, it's hard, the highest level of football, really, like, people punish you for, like, the smallest of things, so we can't
Yeah.
just, unfortunately, carry him anymore. So we just need to move on as soon as we can. He also should move on to, actually, but I would love him not to play for any European club, just to go to the Americas or, like, I don't know, maybe Asia or whatever it is.
Will be forever a legend at Real Madrid, so that's for certain. Marcelo.
Yeah.
Anyway, so moving on to the much more pressing issue, we have Elche away on Saturday. Elche, if you guys don't know, they have been terrible this season. They're 15th in the table, if I'm not wrong. Just won 2 La Liga games this season, in spite of having a La Liga veteran as coach. Fran Escriba is a well-known figure to many. They play a flat 4-4-2. Lucas Perez, who used to be at Deportivo, Arsenal, and all that. Omar Mascarell, who used to be our graduate, La Fabrica graduate, and Kiko Casilla, our ex-goalkeeper as well. So, yeah, they have some familiar faces we have to go up against.
So
What do you guys think, man?
Kiko Casilla played for Real Madrid a while, and he's a goalkeeper, but just Real Madrid players love to score. Ex-Real Madrid players love to score against Real Madrid so much. Like I'm scared that even a goalkeeper will score against us. That's how often ex-Real Madrid players score against us. It is insane how often that happens. Like if a team has an ex-Real Madrid player, we are getting scored on. That's always like that.
Can't disagree with that. What do you guys think, man? I understand your sentiment earlier, Noro, that we can't win every game. La Liga is one of the toughest leagues in the world, and
Yeah, we can't win
no game
every
is-
game, but we can win
Yeah.
most games. We are,
We can win most games.
and since we didn't win this one, now we're gonna
Yeah.
win this one, that one.
There should be a must-win.
It's
There
time to
should be
get
a
back to
must-win.
form, actually. It's about to get back to time.
Yeah,
to get
it's
back
like
to form.
it's like Sheriff. We lost against Sheriff, and then we just destroyed Shakhtar. So now we didn't win against Osasuna, so we're gonna win comfortably. We are gonna score 3 goals. That's my prediction. At least
3-0, is it?
3-1.
3-1.
Kiko Casilla will score against us. No, but my prediction is 3-1.
How do you
Yeah.
feel about the game, bro?
I'm gonna go for a 2-0, but just to point out actually about the Sheriff game. After Sheriff, I think we lost to Espanyol. No,
We did.
Raul
I
de
think.
Tomas. I think RDT scored
He
again.
mentioned just the UCL game, UCL fixtures, I think. No.
Yeah, but like, I'm just trying to point out like back to back actually. So also it's the Mayo.
Yeah, we shouldn't
exactly.
go on a run like
Exactly.
this. So.
So now it's from Osasuna to Elche. Well, actually, I feel like we can get back to form. Actually, I'm expecting a good performance, like a 2-0 victory.
Elche is a very mediocre team. Osasuna, like we didn't do the preview, man. I had some interesting stuff. Osasuna is a decent team, but Elche,
6th or 7th in the league, something like this.
yeah,
But actually, the point is like this team's actually, they get like riled up playing against the bigger teams like this lower league, these lower side teams like the likes of
Yeah.
Elche. So I feel like
Yeah.
maybe it might be a bit difficult, but eventually we'll get the job done. Maybe 2-0.
He should be getting it done, man. Like Karim Benzema Ballon d'Or chance have died down for a few days at the moment.
Yeah, the voting
If
is closed
we,
actually.
what was that?
The voting has been closed officially.
Yeah, and there was a leak.
I-
Lewandowski, Messi, Benzema. That was the
Yeah,
leak.
but I
and
doubt that leak.
yeah,
when
but that
it's-
was it was the same leak saying Modric would win, and he did. I still think Ronaldo should have
Man,
won
I
that one.
love like I respect Lewandowski, man, but him winning Ballon d'Or would put Benzema
I
a pedestal
mean,
below him.
yeah, that's true, but he does deserve it.
I can't take
He
that.
did. He did beat.
He deserves it.
He did beat a historic record of Bundesliga this season. I mean,
Yeah.
41 goals, 42 goals.
Last
Yeah,
season,
I think
right?
he
Yeah.
scored 42.
It was.
Yeah, he scored
It
42.
was like last season. Like this, it ended this year, so it still counts. Like that is insane. 41 goals in a season in one competition is absolutely mad, and they have like 2 less games
18
than
teams.
yeah, they have 18 teams. Four less games actually. No, 2. Yeah,
Two
whatever.
less games. Who's your math teacher, bro?
And anyways, they have to play less games, even if, like, I think, yeah, you can. I guess you can call Bundesliga a farmers league, right? Because
Yeah.
anytime in Bundesliga team that's not Bayern, someone's gonna show up that is a threat to the title, and is a just great player. Bayern just swoops in and buys them. That should be unfair.
That's shit. That's why I can't respect the
You
German
know,
league and
people, Bayern fans say like, what do you want us to do? Not buy players? Yes, because that makes the competition so much less competitive. It makes
you can
it
buy
boring.
from outside
Yeah.
Germany, right?
To be like, if like, I would impose a rule on Bayern to like not like I would make them buy players from only other leagues for the next like 5 to 10 years, because it is getting out of hand. Like, even if like they buy the players and sometimes they don't even use them, or like you know, they bought Götze, they just ruined him, so he would not be a threat to them, and they just threw him back to Dortmund. You know, that's what Bayern does. Like, they just buy every player.
It's
is
not only down
decent.
to Bayern. It's down to Bayern and all the rest of the teams that play in Germany. You know,
Yeah.
they all contribute.
I mean, you know
They
what?
all contribute.
When someone comes in and offers you a lot of money, you know, and you know, it's very tempting. But you know, it's just, you know, good for Bayern, maybe good for other teams, that at least the teams that are not like 100% in competition of the title. But you know, it's terrible. It's absolutely terrible for the fans. I mean, imagine you're a fan of a different team. For like, I guess Bayern fans, it's good because they just win and win and win. But even for them, it should be kind of boring. You know, when you know, December, Dortmund is the first, and like Bayern, if in December, Dortmund has like 20 more points than Bayern does, they will still win the title. That's how like predictable and boring it is. So like, you know, it's just, as a neutral to the Bundesliga, it's just absolutely. I mean, why? Gladbach just beat them 5-0, but I mean, that's just it. That's just one win. Gladbach will still not win a title, even if like they have one game remaining and Bayern is 6 points behind, and Bayern has one game remaining as well. They're still gonna win the Bundesliga. That's how terrible the Bundesliga is right now.
So that's my question, bro. So Lewandowski with the Ballon d'Or is gonna be greater than Benzema, like in the long run when both the players have retired. Like, what do you think?
I mean, to me, I guess I am biased.
Oh.
I am biased. Okay.
One sec. Give me a second.
Okay. Yeah. Let me pause it. Okay, we're back again. So like I am biased, and I will always think Benzema's slightly better than Lewandowski, but Lewandowski is a legend of football, anyways, in my opinion. Just like Benzema
Yeah.
is, but they also have different roles and this and that. But I don't think like I think Ballon d'Or is a an amazing trophy. Is it a trophy? An award, and a lot of like probably every player dreams of winning a Ballon d'Or, but I think it's somewhat of a
It doesn't
PR.
measure your
Yeah,
achievement.
like
You honestly
yeah,
think
it
it
does.
doesn't
It
measure
doesn't.
your.
It doesn't like when Modric won, he was amazing that year, but next year Messi won. And the year Modric won, Ronaldo had better stats than Messi had when Messi won that his last Ballon d'Or. So it's kind
Yeah.
of like a sketchy award that doesn't really mean all that much. Also, like,
Yeah.
uh, yeah, it's just voting is,
It's a fan contest,
yeah,
people say.
it's a kind of biased as well. Like, if you think
Yeah.
Messi, like if your favorite player is Messi, and Ronaldo has been slightly better than Messi this year, like let's just hypothetically, and
Yeah.
it is widely acknowledged that Ronaldo has been better than Messi. If Messi's your favorite player, you're still gonna vote Messi. That's just how it is. You can't
Yeah.
determine a subject. A lot of the times, like it's objective that Benzema is better than Jovic.
Mm.
But Messi and Ronaldo discussion has always been subjective. And
Yeah.
when it's that close, this kind of an award is always controversial, and it's not a fact. A lot of people take it as a like, oh, that player won a Ballon d'Or. It's a fact that he's great. I mean, when you win a 5 and 6 Ballon d'Ors, then it's a fact that you are one of the greatest in history. But
Yeah.
just Modric. I'm happy that Modric won it, but he did not deserve it more than Ronaldo at all, in my opinion.
Yeah.
And that's all the Ballon d'Or is, opinions.
I like now I can like track back and remember where we started this from. Like it was me mentioning that the Benzema Ballon d'Or chance have died down.
Yeah.
So even if the voting for this year has closed, like there's still a chance he can win it next year.
Oh yeah, if he
Like
continues like
when
this,
he
yeah,
has given
definitely.
us so much, bro. Like the things Karim has done for us, like the team should be playing for him. The team should be giving him every opportunity to actually win something big. Like he doesn't have a lot of years left in him at the very top level. So we gotta win games, man. And I hope like Elche is a beginning of a long run where we can consistently put up like a 15, 16 like winning streak, which would hopefully get us somewhere in like March, So yeah, I think that's pretty much it. Elche, I hope for like a 2-0 clean victory. Will be difficult. We'll be tested like against another low blocks, and I hope we make it through, man. I really hope.
Yep.
I think we should do this enough.
Then that's a wrap. Bye everyone. We'll see you after the Elche game. Hala Madrid.
Hala Madrid.
Hala Madrid.